Good morning. I wore shoes today with pools.
Oh yeah. Every fisherman will either have oil pants on and always fisherman boots. That's kind of like your must-have. And if you carry like sardines or bait and it's really smelly, you can just rinse it off really quickly and your clothes don't smell. Trust me, your clothes will smell. This is a turbot. We bring this in from Spain. So in Spain, this is pretty much considered the king of fishes because it has a really high fat content. Most of the time you just grill this. In the States where we usually have like one person per fish, over there they don't mind having a big fish and they cut slivers for you. The bigger the fish, the fattier the fish is. John Dory. They do call it the St. Peter's fish because you see it over here has a little dot. They actually call it the thumbprint of St. Peter's. And this one has a really big ugly mouth, Thai snapper. We bring this in from New Zealand. So what they do is they humanely kill this ikejime style, like the Japanese method, where once they catch it, they jab a rod over here and it instantly stuns and kills them. Normally when we actually go fishing for a fish and you don't really think about it, you go fishing and you just kind of like throw it in the back of your boat and you put it in the cooler on top of ice. Realistically, it's just struggling and it's actually suffocating. So when it's suffocating, then it gets scared, it releases a lot of that lactic acid. Unless you eat it the same day, it won't taste fantastic. But this methodology where you instantly kill it does not release any lactic acid. In return from that, you actually see the fish does last a lot longer. You can actually catch this fish for like 3 or 4 days, put it on ice, and you fillet it. It looks like you just caught it like a couple hours ago. Here we got some local black sea bass, one of my favorites in the Northeast. White flesh, really lean but super clean. When it's mating season, the males, they will start developing a hump over here. So then you can tell between a male and female, but it will get more and more pronounced as the fish gets bigger. Bronzino that we bring in from Spain. This is like their black sea bass or their sea bass of the Mediterranean and Europe. You can pretty much do anything with this. You can bake it, you can put in a skillet, you can do it in papillote with this. Nice beginner's fish, you can cook with any style. Florida red snapper. I do pick Florida ones because they're deeper in the water. If you buy a lot of like fish from the Caribbean, if it's on a smaller island, you know, the ice is not filtered or they're not using a clean water source, then actually you put on the fish, it actually tastes a little weird. But if you have like small boats that go like day fish and they don't bring enough ice, and by the time they come back, the fish starts to spoil a little bit, especially in the Caribbean when it's like 90 degrees weather all day long. But when you go deeper water, it's colder fish, it actually lasts a lot longer. So Florida red snapper is my preferred fish for red snappers. Dover sole, lemon butter caper. It's pretty much your fancy fish when you go to a French restaurant and they do a table side. Over here I got some different salmon. I know a lot of people think salmon is the same, but I found a really cool farm. This one, you can tell it's a little bit leaner, color's a little bit more vibrant. This is a Westeros salmon from Scotland. The oldest independent farm in Scotland, and they still hand feed the fish. And I think a lot of people don't really think, oh, hand feed the fish, what's the big deal? But I remember, like, as kids you have a goldfish, they just keep on eating and they never stop eating. So fish is the same way, they'll keep on eating as long as you keep on feeding them. Machine fed fish will keep on eating and they'll get artificially fat. When you hand feed them, you can actually know when to stop. Meat's a little bit leaner. It takes a little longer to grow, but I think for that it's okay because then the quality of the meat becomes a lot superior. It's a lot firmer than your normal fish. Fresh cod from Alaska. You can do your whitefish, anything you want to do with it. Stew, bake, fry. Almost the most versatile fish. If you're scared to eat anything fishy, this is the fish you start off with. Striped bass, raised in North Carolina. It's actually a hybrid striped bass. It's between a wild striped bass and a white bass. It's a farm fish. You can technically do ceviche with it or sushi. Farm fish doesn't have any worms or parasites, so it's certified parasite free. These are the fish that you can do for sashimi without freezing. So remember, all wild fish you technically have to freeze before you want to do sushi. Porgy, pretty much prevalent everywhere from Long Island to Massachusetts. It's our sea bream, very tasty, high fat content over here. But one of the things that you want to do is you want to salt down the stomach and the skin before you do any cooking in your home because it does have a stronger fish smell to this. Dorade Royale or Dorade, probably a close second to your most popular fish in Europe, to the Bronzino. White, super clean, flaky, medium fat. Pretty much if you roast it or grill this, it's just gonna taste really good with just salt. Freshwater trout here from Idaho. Everybody from the Midwest grew up eating this. If you ever go fishing in a lake, this is one of your favorites. Kind of tastes like salmon, but a lot cleaner. Lots of bones. It's really thin bones. You can pretty much, if you fry, you can almost like pluck it out by yourself. Fluke or flounder. A lot of times when you have in Japanese restaurant, there's also kokirame. When you fillet it, you should freeze it. Fun fact about fluke, when they're born, their eyeballs are on both sides, front and the back. And as they start growing, the eyes just shift towards one side. A lot of people like to do this sushi or crudo. Super light, super clean, and mild sweet taste to this. Skate is technically different from a stingray. It is another type of fish, but very, very close cousins to it. This is just the wing of it. All cartilage. There's no bones to this. We'll take the skin off on both sides, and then you can poach it or you can fry it. The texture is almost like a crab, where it's like nice and stringy, and you can pretty much eat everything in here. If you do fillet it out and there's a bone in the middle, fry the bone in the middle, and it tastes like potato chips. You just need a little salt. Spanish mackerel here. I think you see a lot of like sushi restaurants. You will see either pickled or lightly torched. If you're a fan of a strong like fish taste, like sardines or anchovies or something like that, this is the fish you really, really like. If raw is not your option, you can also like sear it or fry it. It actually tastes really good, very meaty. This is the tail of a monkfish. The head is actually probably like double the size. And it has a humongous jaw, almost like a big ugly fish. If you ever see one of these in the ocean, you probably want to run away from it. It's pretty scary. But monkfish is what they call a poor man's lobster. The texture is like a lobster-esque. So when we fillet it, a lot of uses, you can either put in a stew, or you can just like roast it by itself. Pompanos, underrated, not that expensive, but super tasty and meaty. As you can see, this is like pretty fat over here. Meat's pretty dense, so this is a fish that actually gets you full. I like just putting a couple of scores on it, put on a barbecue, and just do a little salt and lime to this. It's almost just perfect on this.